Hi everyone, I'm super excited today. I'm here with my good friend, Melissa from Clean My Space, and we're going to be talking about how to stay organised and how to stay clean while travelling. Melissa knows clean, I know organising. What better partnership for you to learn a ton of stuff that you'll be able to use anytime you're on the road?
As a woman, I feel like I'm bringing, 40% of my bathroom with me every time I go somewhere. So what do you do to keep things organized in terms of toiletries when you travel?
Look, for me, I have long trips and then I have the shorter trips, often an overnight trip to the East Coast, for example. And so I have a larger toiletries kit that kind of has everything in it, and then I have a baby kit.
A baby kit?
Yeah, well, this then enables me to have basically, baby deodorant, baby toothpaste, baby shaving cream. Some of them have to be in plastic bags for TSA.
I love that.
But I never take these items out of this bag, so again, I know that I can just grab this toiletries kit for an overnight trip, and I know that I will always have, for example, my trusty toothpaste in this kit, so it's never a problem.
When you get home from travel, all I would recommend, because I love all of this, it makes so much sense, and I am a zipper bag girl myself.
Okay.
But what I would say is, get a glass, fill it halfway with white vinegar, the other half with water, soak your toothbrush for 30 minutes.
Okay.
That way you'll get rid of any of those odors and any of that bacteria. Let it dry, then put it in your lovely case, then store it away until your next trip.
I have never done that. Never.
And now you will.
So clearly the idea is not just to organise, but also to make sure that any of these kits are really healthy and functional for you.
That's right.
I'm a little embarrassed, but I am happy and thrilled. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Great.
Peter, I loved when you were talking about color tagging your little amenities bag, but what do you do to identify your luggage? You're waiting for it to come off the carousel. What's your idea in terms of collecting it quickly and easily?
Look, everybody says that you need to tag your luggage clearly, and it really is super important.
Yeah.
I, for example, use neon tags. And not just the neon, but also you can now get tags where you can simply drop a business card or your name in really large format. And you can use things besides tags, for example. I also use a Velcro strip. I have heard on the grapevine, use, please?
Duct tape.
Yes, talk to
in
me
a classy way.
Okay. Classy.
It is classy. It's beautiful.
Classy duct tape. Listen to this. Talk to me about it.
So you can get all these neat different colors and patterns of duct tape. So you do, one nice little strip or a couple. But I did like an intermittent pattern with bright pink and then polka dots. And I did a few lines, and it actually was really nice. It makes it so much easier for me to spot my bag on a carousel, especially because my luggage is black. Most pieces of luggage are black too.
There you go. Look, I don't think it matters what you do as long as you do label your luggage really clearly. And it seems kind of lame, but it's amazing the number of people who don't do it.
So when you're traveling, Peter, how do you choose what piece of luggage to use?
Look, it's a great question, and it depends entirely on kind of two things: on the extent of the trip, the time I'm away, but also weirdly on the formality of the trip. Now, I use a garment bag, a large garment bag, which is kind of out of vogue now, but I love it because it enables me basically not to have to iron shirts or a suit or have them pressed when I get to where I'm going.
Because who wants to iron when you're in a hotel?
That's exactly it.
Let's be honest.
Or I use a small overnight bag, clearly for just those quick trips, and in that I take, the small items that go with that. But also with the small bag, I roll everything. Roll t-shirts, roll anything else that goes in it, and you'll find that if you roll items, less ironing, and you can use space way more effectively. It's a very simple thing.
We just did a video about what's called the Ranger Roll, and everybody loved it because it is such a fun. So it's this really neat way that you can kind of roll up all of your garments, and then you flip the top over, and it's sort of contained like a little burrito.
Yeah.
It's really cute, and it works really well. In fact, when I was packing for California, I did that for a lot of my packing, and I love it.
Look, it's a really simple thing to do, and also in terms of I travel a huge amount. So for example, when I get home, something that's a little unusual, I drop a fabric softener sheet into my bags just while they're sitting in the storeroom here at home, and that makes sure that not only do they travel well, but they always smell really nicely as well.
Which is great because when you pull your clothing out of your luggage, especially when you're on the road, you don't want it to smell like a dingy suitcase. And actually one of the things I do is I use a cedar sachet because I happen to really love the smell of cedar, but that's also a great natural deodorizer. You can even use baking soda sachets as well. So there are lots of creative things that you can do to help keep your bag deodorized, but that's really smart.
The thing I love about talking with you about this stuff is that it really highlights the idea of things being both beautiful and functional.
That's
you know,
right.
organized and clean, to put it a slightly different way. They're not hard to do. They make your life a lot easier. And it's amazing how feeling or looking organized and just the scent of a clean space
That's
really
right.
makes, whether it's travel or home, so much more enjoyable.
I couldn't agree more. So tell me, do you like to unpack your entire suitcase when you get to a hotel room, or do you kind of live out of your suitcase?
Never
Really?
never live out of your suitcase.
Okay.
I'm a huge proponent of when you go somewhere, you immediately unpack. You unpack everything and put your suitcase away. Living out of a suitcase drives me crazy. And inversely, when you come home, the first thing you do is completely unpack and put everything away and put the suitcase away.
That's my rule with Chad. The second we get home, no matter how tired we are or how much we want to play with the cats, everything comes out of those suitcases.
Because it's about being kind of totally where you are. If you're on vacation, don't live out of a bag on the floor. And when you get home, move on to the next thing by completing the most immediate thing, which is unpacking.
Yeah, and I guess it also helps maintain your clothing if you actually unpack everything, and you can sort of restore that sense of home even when you're away from home.
Well, you know, if I'm on a long trip, and this may sound a little lame, but
nothing sounds lame coming from you, Peter.
But if I'm on a long trip, I will take an item, whether it's a photo or a little, you know, a little trinket, from home, so that it's just either on the bedside table or somewhere in the hotel room. Well, it just establishes this place as your own, and having your clothes away and the space feeling like it's yours makes a huge difference, whether it's business, because business can be a pain in the neck, business travel, or if you're on a vacation, just settle into the space and enjoy it.
That's really nice. That's a nice little addition there. I like that.
Melissa, thank you. This has been so valuable to me. I've learned not only some great tips about traveling, but how to keep both my travel and my life spick and span. And if you want to learn about all things clean, check out Melissa's channel at youtube.com/cleanmyspace. Lots of things that will really change your life for the better. This has been fun. Let's do it again.
Thanks, Peter.
See you soon. Melissa and I got to a lot of travelling tips and ideas that didn't make it into this video, but if you want to see those, check out her channel at Clean My Space or click on the link below. Enjoy watching.